This is a very sad video to make. It honestly is. It feels like as a generation we're going backwards, and I feel so sorry for the next generation of people who are growing up right now. How screwed young people are. Porn has completely destroyed so many lives. If you really think about it, bro, I'm not encouraging you to obviously go on the hub, but next time go on the hub, right? And just don't watch a video, but just click on, look at the views that you see on the videos on there. And I just want you to picture that many men, young fellas. A small percentage of those people may be older, but the majority of those views, let's say 5 million views, right? The majority of porn videos these days get about 1 to 5 million views. It shows you how addicted people really are. If you imagine like 5 million men, 5 million, right? Sitting in like a crowd, you know, like a theater or something. Like imagine a huge big packed out stadium, right? Like a theater of 5 million men, and in the center on the stage is the scene that you're watching. And just picture all these men in the background holding their knobs, trying so hard to bust, to distract themselves because their lives are miserable. And then you look at like the depression rates, you look at how lazy men are nowadays, and how most of us are so miserable and depressed that we just can't get out of bed. We just don't want to get out of bed. We don't want to work. We're unhappy and unsatisfied with our lives. We don't believe we have any value in our lives. We go through life like it's black and white, like everything's grey. And that's because of porn. Porn has stripped you from life. It has stripped you from happiness. It has stripped you from your purpose, and it has stripped you from your desires. And all those goals and things that you want, driving the Lamborghinis, going on holidays, having that beautiful girl in your arm, that's never going to happen because you watch porn. You're never going to fulfill your potential. You're never ever going to know what it's like to really feel like you've hit your max potential as a man. All you do is you all that desire and hunger and energy, you just waste it onto a tissue or your bed sheets or onto yourself or onto the wall, whatever. Think about how many men a day redecorate their room, bro, and you know what I mean whenever I say that. They redecorate their room with white paint. Think about how many men do that every single day. You know, it's the silent enemy that nips away at you and that you don't know is the problem. And so many men don't realise this until it's too late, until they're in their 30s. They look back at their lives and there's a lot of stuff that they can't really achieve anymore, and that because they're older. And they wasted their lives indulging in all the instant gratification things that destroy your brain, and one of the biggest is porn. Famous warriors, famous kings, famous world leaders didn't even see nowhere near as much nudity as a 10-year-old now in this generation. Because if you have an iPad, you can just load up, you can just type whatever you want and you've got it. You know, it truly is sad. I go into the barbers to get my hair cut, or I go into the shop, or you know, even driving past a pub or a nightclub, and I just see all these loser men sitting out drunk, chatting up some girl who's not interested in them, being creepy, being weird, doesn't dress properly, doesn't have good body language, is hunched over. And I can just tell every single one of them probably will go home tonight and fap. It's nothing to laugh at, it's nothing to make fun of, it's nothing to, you know what I mean? It like truly is a sad thing, because more and more and more of us are getting addicted to it. More and more of us are getting consumed by this addiction. And what's an even sadder thing as well, an even sadder realization, bro, is that not a lot of men actually will beat this addiction, because it taps into such a fierce level of motivation. Like, you whenever like you're about to fap and you have like an urge, that motivation, do you ever see like how like determined you are to want to do it? Can you imagine if you had that, if you had that towards anything else? If you put that into anything else in your life that was actually beneficial to you? Imagine having that energy into something else. You would never fail at anything. You wouldn't. You'd succeed at pretty much everything you put your mind to. And that's the killer of man. It's the urge to fap. It's that desire and hunger, and you have to try and fight it all the time. So I'm going to leave you with this last piece of advice that's truly going to set you free from this addiction, bro. And if you truly are someone who wants to take this seriously, then do this protocol. And this is something I have implemented myself, and I don't do it anymore. The best piece of advice I can give you is, next time you get an urge, I want you to lie back, close your eyes, and just feel the urge. Feel your heart beating. Feel what it's like the desire you have, the hunger for you to get out, and just then I want you to then shift that focus and imagine having that same desire towards something else. You will know how to control it a lot more the next time you do get it. And the next time you do get it, it will be nowhere near as difficult. So the next time you do get an urge, just focus on your breathing, close your eyes, and just let it pass through your body. Almost like a puff of smoke that's going in through your body and out. Just let it pass. Next time you do get an urge, let it pass. Close your eyes and just feel the energy. And don't let porn destroy your life. It has destroyed so many others' lives, but don't let it consume yours. Don't waste your time looking back, bro. We're not going that way.